Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator. I'm back. I just ended up taking a couple of much needed weeks off watching the tennis, basically. So, I do this every day. I work to support myself, and I am 30 years into having the light years best solutions the world needs that no one will allow, that would have solved our problems and taken toxins and chemicals out of our air and water and soil, and we wouldn't be facing the water problems we are or the ocean garbage patch. But instead, everybody who won't allow solutions, they're out there saying climate change is responsible for everything, and then here's the people that won't allow solutions. And then, you have all of the independent media that just says, global warming's not real, man, so nobody shows any respect for the planet, okay? And now I am with the independent media about all of the geoengineering. Here's Geoengineering Watch. I did a video about this. There's over 200 patents for modifying the weather. I did a whole video about it. It's crazy. Okay. Yeah. Making, falling snow, producing rain clouds, cloud seeding, reflective materials and methods, just everything. So weather engineering, Dane Wigington, he definitely has a lot to say about that, but these are all the patents. This is real. People, that's conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's real. Okay, this goes all the way back to 1891, method of producing rainfall. But the government, now they love to control things. We all know that. Now this right here, okay, is from Vice President Johnson.
It lays the predicate and the foundation for the development of a weather satellite that will permit man to determine the world's cloud layer and ultimately to control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
So, there you go. He who controls the weather will control the world. That was at a speech at Southwest Texas University, 1962. And today, this video is really about this man here, in the occupation, occupying that house in D.C. And let's listen to him. Okay, so let's listen to Joe. This was September 10th, 2023. Today's September 11th.
I want to reiterate that appreciation today. I also convened my entire cabinet as part of a whole of government response. And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events and be wary we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it.
Okay, did you hear that? When these come across on the videos I record, sometimes they come across lighter, a lower volume, so you might want to turn it up. I'm going to replay that. Okay, so take a close listen.
And that response is to increase the number and intensity of the extreme weather events.
Our response is to increase the number and intensity of extreme weather events.
Be wary we're going to use all the resources available to the government to do it.
And they're going to use all the resources of the government to do it. Okay? People call this conspiracy theory. And the White House has a transcript, I guess, of the event. It included alterations to the speech, inserting segments that he had omitted in an attempt to refine his remarks. Now, they don't say what that is, but, they say here that this article says it was a gaffe. Okay? I think that was the headline up here, too. Yeah, Freudian slip. Biden says the cabinet will work to increase the number and intensity of extreme weather events. But, I don't know if it was a Freudian slip. It was actually very accurate. And as they point out at the bottom of here, this came in the wake of what happened down in Hawaii, where conspiracy theories suggest the fires might have been intentionally ignited using government-operated direct energy weapons. So there is a lot that people have to say about what went on in Hawaii. I haven't even done a video about that. Why? Because, yeah, it has nothing to do with the environment. Okay? This has nothing to do with the environment. This was not, it does not appear, I saw one video of a lady, and she was criticizing Oprah, asking why she hired a private fire force before the fires. I don't know. Maybe you've seen that video too. They say Stu Peters was right. Directed energy weapons. There is just so much going on down there. Military checkpoints at every corner I read. I mean, I've been reading headlines for a month now, and everything is blacked out. No one can see. And this was put up just a couple days ago. It was a video of people can't go back to their homes, and now the EPA, I guess, at where a house used to be at the remains, they put up this sign when it's complete. This property's household hazardous waste removal is complete, but ash and other materials remain a health hazard. When has that ever happened with a fire before? That ash and other materials remain a health hazard. Okay? This, there's just a lot going on with that down there. Okay, that's another picture I had. So, that's just, this came across my feed the other day. Objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. And, that's just pretty funny. So, but this is what they're doing. Okay? They don't care about the environment. So all of the independent media, I'm in agreement with them that, I don't know that climate change isn't real. Global warming isn't real. Is it the hysteria that, the propaganda and the powers that are make it out to be? Could it be, catastrophic and detrimental? Sure, it could be. All the people that ignore it and dismiss it don't realize that Earth as itself, as an entity, has its own life, its own body, just like your own body is its own body. And your own body can be taken out in any one of a number of ways, instantaneously or over time when you keep abusing things. Okay? So, my whole point is, why? Why just do all these abusive actions when all we have to do is keep it simple and get down to actual real solutions? Like, we didn't have environmental problems when we weren't a disposable society. Hemp would solve a gazillion problems. Okay? All of these people, they won't allow solutions. And unfortunately, the independent media won't is actually the word. They just won't see that variable that regardless if climate change is real or not, regardless of, yes, we are doing extreme weather events, we are still abusing and polluting and trashing and not respecting the one planet that we know of that supports life. And if you did that to your body, if you watch somebody just, drink and booze it up and be doing hardcore drugs all over the place and, just eating nothing, you'd be like, that's not going to last very long. It's a statistical probability. So the independent news, they won't add that into the equation because they're just so busy pushing this hysteria, their own hysteria. that global warming's not real and it's just all man-made events. There's a lot more to it than this. And yes, I am well aware of what's going on out there. And I am well aware of their agenda. But to the people that care, the people that pay attention, that is, a completely different issue from actually respecting the host body that you live on. Just like the host body you live in. You respect it. You take care of it. We're not doing that to Earth. And unfortunately, independent media, who's just too stubborn, truly, to, be good journalists, they're happy to promote this. And I'm happy to promote this too. Just if they would actually promote good, responsible, needed environmental information, we probably would have taken care of all of this long ago because no one would be paying attention to it. So this is going on. This is real. This is not new. This has been going on since right here. Johnson, many of you watching this, he was vice president to Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy's uncle, who was the president. And Johnson was his vice president, who was joyful when they were together. I've seen video. There's video out there of him like laughing and smirking when, Jackie's near them and the casket's near them. I think it was when they were passing over power. Okay. So, okay. And then he became president. But the point is, this is back to the 60s. Back to Dwight Eisenhower telling you about the industrial military complex, the military industrial complex. This has been going on. They know it. However, that doesn't mean we don't need to take care of the one planet we know of that supports life. So right now, Biden basically admitted what they're doing, and it's disastrous. It has had disastrous consequences, and they're only going to do it more and more unless people wake up and unless people actually become Americans and stand up and use their voice and get wrongs righted. So stay tuned, people.